All right, folks, listen, I want to apologize there for those that are getting hot back on here. There, for whatever reason, must be a server issue with our overlay software tonight. And unfortunately, the overlays are not going to be available. So we're going to do our best here just to give you guys the give you guys the best I possibly can here with the race, just so that we can get things going. And I hate to have you guys miss any more of the race. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and shoot with what we got here. We just won't have any overlays, unfortunately, unless they decide to start working somewhere throughout the middle of the race here. But that's unfortunate. We pay for this stuff and it doesn't work. It's very frustrating, to say the least. So with that said, folks, we have got Mr. Chris McLean here out front. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there must be an issue, a server issue with the overlay software that we use. Unfortunately, I've tried everything. I've tried to redo the source. I've tried to restart the software. I've even tried to restart my computer. And it is just not wanting to pop up for us tonight. So, again, folks, I apologize. I'm not really sure exactly what the situation is there. But we're going to make do with what we got tonight. And we want to make sure you guys can see the race. There was a caution on the track. I had just gotten back into the server. As of right now, we've got Chris McLean out front. He was our pole sitter, followed by Richard Swavely, Ray Rogers, Garrett Brown, Tracy Passons. Let's see, Tracy Passons. We got Garrett Brown now currently in 4th, Tracy Passons in 5th, Brandon Robertson in 6th, Aaron Rogers in 7th. Now Chris Bedwell's in 7th. Aaron Rogers and Chris Bedwell continue to trade positions. We've got Austin Shoemaker in 16th. We've got Joseph Mahar in 17th. Yeah, there is something going on here because this is not telling me correctly. Anyway, let me make sure that we get ready to hear for the...
check up the Brad. Sorry, they all checked up.
Well, dang it. I was excited for tonight's race and all this broadcasting stuff. I had it all ready to go last week. Didn't even have to worry about it. It just goes to show you that sometimes software just is not our friend. All right, let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and figure out where... So Chris McLean right now has got this thing figured out, but Richard Swavely is right behind him, giving him definitely run for his money here as these guys have the long run speed, it appears, after 26 laps. So right now, folks, we're coming to 27 laps. Our first stage is at 45. Our second stage is at 95. So, again, there has been a wreck on track. I'm not 100% sure exactly who was involved because I had to shut down the computer. But we'll take a look through the field and see exactly who might have been involved in that previous incident. As of right now, everybody's just kind of settling in, just getting situated here. Cannot believe that these overlays are not working. All right, well, I'm not going to focus on that anymore. Let's go ahead and enjoy the race. Hope everybody is going to have a wonderful Thanksgiving out there. Truly appreciate all of you tuning in each and every week and supporting your drivers. Can't thank you guys enough for that. We are now going to, Chris McLean's now getting ready here to take lap 30. Again, I know it's going to be difficult for you guys to follow along, but I really didn't want you guys to have to miss the race any more than you already have. So it hasn't really been that eventful at the moment. Since the start of the race, I believe Chris McLean has basically led every lap at the moment. we're going to see if this is going to be Chris McLean's night here. I don't want to give him a curse, obviously, but one of the drivers of the league that's raced very clean competitively here since this whole season, just has not had the has not pulled off a win yet. And I say yet because he's definitely due for one. And we'll see if he has the opportunity to do that tonight. With these guys do have an extra set of tires. Kay Hopkins Bedwell out there says, "Go Chris Bedwell." Yes, ma'am. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's go through the field real quick. So it looks like Wyatt Brackett may have been that initial car that got mixed up. Let's see if I can see real quick. He's got some damage there to the right side of his truck. Looks like he probably made contact with that outside wall. He is currently, I believe, a lap down. Let's see if it tells me. And unfortunately, it doesn't even tell me that. All right, so yes, I do believe he is a lap down. James Kunkel's out there currently in P25. He's got some significant damage. It looks like he may have been at the receiving end of that. David Harden currently in 24th. So we got a lot of drivers that were up here in the front at the initial start of the race that have basically been placed all the way to the back of the field because of that particular incident and that caution that came out. Chris McLean right now is up 2 spots from where he started the race. It looks like actually if this all is correct, and again, this may not be correct, folks, because there's something going on here with the overlay software. Ray Rogers. No, that wouldn't be correct either. Yeah, there's something going on with this software. Anyway, we're gonna go with what we got here tonight, folks. I'm not gonna go through and I believe Chris McLean was our pole sitter, but it's too late now to look at that information. But as of right now, Chris McLean's getting ready to take lap 35. Again, the stage caution will come out on lap 45. Ray Rogers is currently in second, followed by Richard Swavely in 38 in the number 38, followed by Garrett Brown in 4th place. Chris Bedwell is currently in 4th place now as he takes over the 4th place position from Garrett Brown there. As you see those guys battling back and forth. And you got Jeremy Banner right there in the number 24, Tennessee Volunteers truck. It's a nice looking truck, although I'm not a Tennessee fan. Go Dogs. All right. And let's see, Tracy Passons is out there. He's currently in the number 53. He's up. I'm not going to even say how many positions he's up because I don't even think this is right, but he's currently in 7th place. Aaron Adcock is in 8th. That green number 17. Austin Shoemaker in the 14th, battle for position right there. Aaron Adcock, again, trading positions there with Austin Shoemaker, and Joseph Mahar is at risk of losing another position here to the 46. There's a lot of different checkup spots here for these guys, so we'll have to see exactly how that all is going to play out. That may have been exactly what happened with the 33 and the 48. Let's see, Mac Grenier out there with that gradient-looking paint scheme, sharp-looking paint scheme, as I always say. Currently in 11th. Brad Fulham is currently in 12th. Brandon Robertson at 13th. Tyler Dixon 14th. David Brackett 15th. Dustin Reeves is in 16th. Dana Shepard 17th. 18th, Logan Russell. Evan Bushmaster is 19th. Kip Easley is currently 20th. Looks like we've got some pretty clean trucks out here tonight, so it doesn't look like anybody really got mixed up in anything other than the 33 and the 48, unfortunately, and those guys are currently at the back of the field. So Daniel Holcroft looks clean. Looks like the 77 of Tony Edrington in the currently in P23. Followed by David Harden in the 34 truck, currently in 24th. James Kunkel again got the damage on the front of his truck. They're currently in 25th, and then Wyatt Brackett, he's got some damage. I don't know. See if we can see if there's any damage on the back of his truck. It doesn't look like there's significant damage on the back of his truck, so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe he maybe he turned the truck and James Kunkel made contact with the side of his truck. Not 100% sure exactly what all happened there or transpired, but we'll obviously find out after the end of the race. And then, of course, Miss Easley out there is rooting on her driver, Kip Easley, currently in 19th. There in that bright yellow, green, neon green 27. He's currently again up. I don't believe he's up or down in spots. I don't know. Again, this is all messed up, guys, so I apologize that we've got to do this. We've got a new race leader, though, currently right now. Ray Rogers has passed Chris McLean for the lead. I'm going to double check, make sure that we've got the stages right here tonight, because this is the last thing I want to mess up. Yeah, 45 and 95. So these guys will be the pits will be closing here on lap 43, and then of course the end of the stage will be on 45. And again, without having the overlays, it makes my job a whole lot more difficult, and I know it sucks you guys can't see them as well. That's awesome. I did not know that, Don. Thank you for that information. He's already told me he wants that for next season, so that obviously that obviously means something to him. So that's a big deal. Family's everything, I'll tell you that much. All right, guys. Ray Rogers out there in front. Looks like Chris McLean has decided to come down pit lane. He just caught it before it closed. Ray Rogers, I don't know. Again, I don't know if there was a fuel strategy there or if somebody's going to run out of fuel.
Dog, Chuck.
Got a few guys asking a few things here, but appreciate it, George, out there, man. I don't know what's going on with iRacing live timing, but
I think that should be the stage. Race control, that's the stage.
Spin. God,
thank
God.
you.
You doing there, bud?
I believe I'm on line conditions here, guys.
Simple.
All right, folks, we're going to not go to commercial break, but we'll be right back with you here after these messages. Actually, not after these messages. In just a moment here, I've just got to figure out exactly why that got thrown when it did. So, be right back with you. All right, folks, we are basically all sorted out here, I believe, as much as we're going to get sorted out. Apparently the lap showing here, which I don't know, I'm not sure if that is what the issue is or what, I don't know, but the laps are not correct showing in iRacing Live timing either, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on. iRacing did just have an update, and every once in a while things do happen. I do know that there are other leagues though broadcasting tonight, so I'm not 100% sure exactly. Not sure what those guys are doing either, but anyway, not sure exactly what's going on here. So, but again, we wanted to make sure that we brought the broadcast up for you guys to be able to watch it tonight. This is actually a really exciting race. I've been excited to watch this race. I'm not sure what happened with Ray Rogers. He must have got speeding off of pit road. That is unfortunate for that driver right there, as he was actually the stage winner. So unfortunately, a little hiccup there by Ray Rogers, going to set him to the back of the field. Again, I do believe he either...
Dylan, can I get a black flag cleared? The 5 didn't pass in your 4-foot lane.
Well, now I don't know what's going on here. So, all right, folks, 1 second. Let me take care of this real quick. I'll be right back with you. folks, sorry about that there. We had a little thing we got to get fixed there. But new race leader, Chris Bedwell, out there in the number 7. Got a really good distance here on the field at the moment. Again, it's all about tires. It's all going to be about whether or not the tires can stay in here, as he is putting on a good performance right now as he's out front. Jeremy Banner's not too far behind him there in the 24. Austin Shoemaker is currently in P3 in the number 14, and then followed right there by Richard Swaverly in the number 38. Keep an eye on the back of this field here, as we've got a battle currently for second place. 14 is going to take the outside, the 24 is going to take the inside. Looks like 14 is going to get a run here, but the 24 is going to have the better lane on entrance. Now the 24 is likely going to slide up a little bit, but the 14, there he goes right there. 14 is going to do a crossover move on the inside, try to take up that P2 spot, but right now we've got a battle up here for second place. Looks like 14 is going to be able to take it. But the 24 says no. He's going to carry the momentum off the corner, so he's not going to give him that position easily. That is for sure. Now, depending on how this all runs out, the 24 may get better momentum off the corner from the 14, as the 14 gets pinched down to the bottom a little bit, which is the hardest part of this track as far as acceleration goes. You have to lift quite a bit on this track. The 46 is trying to make it work around the 38 as well to pick up some position. And so we've got a battle again, the 14, the 24, the 38, the 46, all battling for second place. Either somebody's going to give or somebody's going to go into the wall, one or the other. We're going to find out exactly what happens here, as looks like Austin Shoemaker is going to be able to make the pass for second place, but now we've got a battle for third. The 24, the 38, Kip Easley making that bottom lane work, as we see Kip Easley's made his way up here to currently P11 at the moment. We've got Tracy Passons here in the 53 battling Daniel Holcroft for 10th place. Again, the top 10 drivers on lap 95 will be rewarded regular season points. The winner of the stage receives a single playoff point, the same way it works in NASCAR. Dustin Reeves up here is currently in the top 10. He's currently 9th position, followed by Brad Fulham currently in 8th. Garrett Brown at 7th. Ray Rogers falling back a little bit here at P6. I can't say that he's really fallen back, though, because it looked like he might have started mid-pack, and he's made his way back up in here almost into the top 5, as he's going to look to pick up position here from Joseph Bahar in the 46, who's currently in P5 at the moment. So we've got Chris Bedwell, currently our race leader. He's got a very good lead right now out in front, as these other guys are battling it out. I mean, he's almost, heck, he's got an enormous lead. Let's go back to the gearbox here and just see. You can see basically off his rear view window the gap that he's put between the field with those guys battling with each other. All he's got to do is be comfortable and stay patient and continue to turn these laps while those guys battle it out. He's got all the clean air in the world right now, but Austin Shoemaker may be able to make it work. Again, depending how aggressively you run this truck, it's going to determine whether or not he's going to be able to continue to run these laps. You can see the field is catching him a little bit here. They will need to have a green flag pit stop in the event that there are no cautions on the track between now and the second stage conclusion. I'm almost 100% sure of that. These guys do actually have a total of 5 tire sets tonight, so they were awarded another set of tires here for 5 sets of tires total, and that is consistent with what NASCAR offered the drivers, which we do our best to try to be as consistent as possible with the NASCAR setup, since these are full-length races. Most of our races are full-length races, and so we shall see exactly how that all works out for these guys. Again, the tires really don't play a factor necessarily in the event you can't you know, it really comes down to pit strategy and track position at the end of the day. So we're going to see how the tire sets work. It might be something we actually implement going into season 4. We might give these guys the exact same tire sets as NASCAR does. It makes sense to do so. The physics are not exactly 100% with NASCAR. However, again, we want to be as close as possible with NASCAR. So the fuel, you can see the 46 right there working with Jeremy Banner, or I'm sorry, not Jeremy Banner. Yeah, Jeremy Banner in the 24. Fighting for position right now. I mean, they are trading spots here for the 4th and 5th position.
Caution.
And we now have our second caution on the track here. This one I'm able to go ahead and bring to you guys. It looks like Tracy Passons and Daniel Holcroft may have made contact with each other. Let's go ahead and see if we can pick that up real quick. As we rewind this here and see that we've got Tracy Passons right here. Daniel Holcroft is really not in the picture though at the moment. So it also says that Brandon Robertson crashed as well as David Harden. So again, we're gonna find out exactly what happens here.
Pace car going in the 3.
It looks like the 27 may have made contact or may make contact right here, as you see on the screen here, with the 40 with the 53, and brings Tracy Passons around into the wall. Tracy unfortunately has nothing to do but hold his brakes, which he does not do, unfortunately, and makes contact with the 52 and the 34. That is also going to ruin potentially their night. Man, the 31 of Daniel Holcroft, he probably had nowhere to go right there and sent the 34 literally up into the catch fence. So 48 was able to get it stopped up. 77 was able to get it stopped up, and it looks like the 34 somehow miraculously landed back on his tires. All right, and the number 9 of Brandon Robertson, looks like he was able to miss it altogether there. So looks like Y Brackett, after being 1 lap down, is going to be able to get his lap back. We're going to go in here and see. Bear with me just a second as we pause this. Stop right here. We're going to go to Daniel Holcroft's truck. Unfortunately, I think his night is done. We're going to ride along with him here for a minute and just see this perspective in full speed here. As you see again, this all happens way up in front of him. And the 34 the 34 literally just kind of makes contact there. Unfortunate set of events here for several drivers. That is going to put the end to, looks like the 31's evening. I don't know if Chris, let's see, did Chris McLean being that far back get mixed up in that? Let me see real quick here, folks. I don't think it did. Let me go back again real quick. It looks like he might have skipped right by there. Yeah, he was able to get by. So, unfortunately, we've got several drivers that unfortunately have really have taken their night out. Again, it was the contact between the 27 and the 53 that brought all that out there. So. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to go to commercial break here for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that issue, and I will be right back with you folks in just a moment.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine, that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
right, folks, looks like the sun is finally setting here on Nashville, and we are under the lights, or getting ready to go under the lights here as the lights have kicked on. In Nashville, the track is already starting to cool. We now have a new race leader, Garrett Brown, in the number 10. I believe Garrett Brown has elected to take the outside lane. If it's not Garrett Brown, it's going to be Austin Shoemaker there in the 14 on the inside lane. As the lights and the pace truck is off, we get ready to go back to green flag racing. I tried to reset the live timing software again, see if it would pop back up, but unfortunately it is not wanting to cooperate tonight as the 14 gets a great jump on the field here. Looks like Bedwell is trying to make a pass again on the number 10 here to see if he can get back out in front and get that gap back. So we got several drivers that, again, got mixed up in that last incident there. The 53, unfortunately, was a result, got wrecked, unfortunately, as a result of making contact with the 27. Again, it happens. Racing does happen, unfortunately. And Bill Russell out there says Team 207, let's go. I agree. Emily McLean out there says, let's go. Well, she says go McLean, but we know who that is. So thanks, Emily, for tuning in. All right, let's see. Jody Shoemaker says go Austin. Absolutely. Let's. We're actually riding along with Mr. Austin Shoemaker right now, and if I had an overlay, I'd be able to show you what driver I was on right now. But fortunately, this thing is not working. That's a bummer too, guys, because we actually pay for the software, and that's the most painful part. All right, looks like George Williams again saying 3F race, 3F out front. Great job, Chris Bedwell. Yes, he did actually. He was out front significantly there on that right before that caution came out. Looks like he's probably going to work his way back up here again as he's got the track figured out. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that that the officials this week are at Nashville in the trucks for iRacing as well. So anybody that was actually preparing for this race would have been smart to go ahead and do some jump into some official sessions and race with some of the other guys out there and get an idea of what track, what lines people are running. And this is a fixed series, so obviously, everybody's got the same setups. The trucks are all set up the exact same. The only difference is your driving style and how well you can preserve the tires. As you see here right behind, let's go to Garrett Brown, right along with Garrett Brown, because we got a little bit of a battle right here going for the 5th position. Looks like Joseph Mahar, Dustin Reeves, and Ray Rogers all fighting for this top 5 position. Right now we're riding along with Garrett Brown, who's currently in P4 at the moment. And we've got about another. Now that caution that just came out actually should have sufficed for fuel. If anybody, most of the guys came down, I believe, and got tires and fuel since we have an extra set tonight. So I do believe that these guys are good all the way to the end of the stage. I don't believe they've got to go back in for fuel now. So Mahar's dropping back a little bit here. I don't know if he's preserving his tires or just trying to figure out the different lanes. He's kind of running the mid lane, which is really the preferred lane, I do believe, if you're going to preserve your tires. You can see Dustin Reeves is trying to make that bottom lane stick. As you see, Garrett Brown's going to move down as well to try to protect the bottom, but Ray Rogers is trying to take that outside lane as he kind of pinches him up to the wall. So Ray Rogers is going to try to maybe make the crossover move as he really checks up significantly there so he doesn't hit the wall. So it looks like to me like Garrett Brown's tires are just starting to really heat up. Maybe he didn't take tires. Ray Rogers, however, is definitely going to pass Garrett Brown, as you see right there. But then David Brackett also is saying, hey, I want to get into the party here. So he's trying to get to the outside, or the inside, of Ray Rogers, as Ray's trying to arc the corners here just to get a good jump and good momentum off the corners. You see, you kind of put that tire down there on the yellow line and kind of ride it up the track. The only problem is when you got somebody on the inside of you there, you have to really lift, and that's where the person on the outside gets the greater momentum. So Austin Shoemaker still out in front at the moment, folks. Again, I hate that you guys don't have the ticker there to be able to see what's going on. Just want to let you know, though, Austin Shoemaker currently in the 14 is out in front for Hot Shoe Racing. Chris Bedwell is in second right now for 3F Racing, and then we've got Richard Swaverly for Hammerdown Motorsport, currently in P3. His teammate for Richard Swaverly in the Hammerdown Motorsports is that gentleman right there in the 51 Toyota Tundra there, the Monster Energy Toyota Tundra, back right directly behind David Brackett. As he's backed off a little bit, looks like now Ray knows that if he heats these tires up too much, the handling of this truck is just going to go away. Tyler Dixon, however, is saying, hey, I want to get in the mix as well, as he has not won a race yet this season as well, but has definitely been very close to doing so. We've got a lot of drivers in this league that have all worked really hard and have put in the time and effort and do great as far as racing, just unfortunately get tied up in other people's mix-ups or mess or maybe make a mistake themselves. We've all done it. We've all been there, and it's just taken away the opportunity for them to win the race. As of right now, Chris McLean, let me change the view right here. Chris McLean is currently in P13. I don't know, again, if the strategy here is just that he's on a different pit strategy than the rest of these guys. But no damage really significantly on his truck that I can see. It's just right now he's buying his time. He's back here with Garrett Brown in the 10, who we were just discussing there, that was in the top 5, I do believe. So Garrett Brown's actually fallen back a little bit as well. And then we've got Brad Fulham for Four Horsemen Motorsports there. He in the number 19. He's currently in P11. Jeremy Banner, it rounds out our top 10 of drivers here in that Tennessee truck. Then we got Joseph Mahar for Race Pass Motorsports, currently in P9. Ray Rogers, currently in P8. Richard Swaverly, P7. Austin Shoemaker, P6. Chris Bedwell, P5. Looks like he's fallen back position just a little bit here. That dirty air just is not as good as that clean air. That is for dang sure. As the 14 of Austin Shoemaker has definitely dropped off pace as well. So these tires, folks, like I say, these long runs, these tires, they tend to heat up. They tend to, the fall off on these tires is significant. And we're starting to see that now with Austin Shoemaker. Richard Swaverly, who's currently in 7th. And the patience right now, again, of drivers, as an example, drivers. I wanted to see real quick what was going on with David. Who was that? That was Matt Grenier. Let me see. I don't know what happened with Matt Grenier. Not entirely sure what's going on there with Matt Grenier. I don't know if he's having some technical difficulties. Looks to me like he's having some technical difficulties. So that's not going to bring out a caution, however, because he's off the track. So that may have ended his night there. Let me rewind that real quick. I hate to go back in time here, folks, but I want to see really quick exactly what happened there. He must be having some connectivity issues, because right there he was running just fine. And then you'll see right here he has, it's almost like he yeah, right there. It's almost as if he blew up.
Just a heads up, everyone. There's a truck on the back stretch stopped in the graph, well out of the racing group, but just heads up.
His computer glitched out.
Yeah, and that's what you're hearing there from the drivers right now, folks. You're hearing that, what's going on with him. And he's, again, that's not normal for a driver to do that. He must have lost either connectivity or something with his steering wheel. Not 100% sure, but let's go back to the live racing conditions as we have a new race leader, Brandon Robertson in the number 9, currently out in front. David Brackett having a really strong night tonight there in the number 3. Unfortunately, the 33 has not been able to make his way into the top 10 just yet tonight with all the damage that he had initially at the start of that race. But another driver tonight that's having a really strong night is Dustin Reeves there in the number 6. Currently in P3. It's a really strong night for him, so excited to see where he ends up here at the end of this race. As I don't believe that driver right there in the number 6 has finished in the top 3 this season. Now that's not to say anything bad. That's just to say that he hasn't had the opportunity to get up here. He has finished. He's ran really strong in a lot of races. Again, just another driver to get mixed up in other people's mix-ups every once in a while, and it just unfortunately affects your overall season and your overall opportunity for the playoffs. But right now, again, we're not going to jinx him, folks. He's currently in P3. Dustin Reeves for Hot Shoe Racing. Chris McLean for 3F Racing, one of the drivers that again was out front, dominating there towards the conclusion of the first stage, is now currently in P4. Austin Shoemaker P5, Ray Rogers P6, Richard Swavely currently in P7, Joseph Mahar P8, Brad Fulham in P9. Jeremy Banner rounds out our top 10 drivers currently on track as of right now. Let's go ahead and ride along with the race leader as we see he's got a really good gap right now. It seems like these guys that have figured out that clean air is significant for these guys for sure, as you can tell. That was something that Chris Bedwell was able to take advantage of. It was something that Chris McLean was able to take advantage of as well at the initial start of the race. And now you're seeing Brandon Robertson just putting on a dominant performance as well, as you see David Brackett's doing his best to try to catch him over the long run here. But we're getting ready to come to the conclusion of stage 2 with lap 95 being the conclusion of the stage. Folks, we're going to be right back here in just a second. I'm not going to put you to commercial break. I'm just going to go ahead and take a break for just a second as I check on something, since I can't get the correct data here on the system, and I'll be right back with you. We're back up here with the race leader. As you can see, the 33, I believe, is going to go another lap down there. So as it stands right now, folks, it looks like Brandon Robertson is going to be our second stage winner. We've got two different winners of the stage tonight. Looks like Ray Rogers was the winner of stage 1. Brandon Robertson is going to be the winner of stage 2. He is now coming to lap 95 as he wins the stage. Now we're just waiting for the 10th place driver to cross the line right here as he comes around.
Caution, caution.
And that is the conclusion of stage 2. We were able to figure out the discrepancy in the laps. That's one of the things I was doing there when you had to take you guys to break there for just a second, just to make sure that we close the pits at the right time, and then also through the stage caution there. So thanks again, folks. I really, truly appreciate it. I hope all of you guys out there have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your families and your friends. After the last 2 years that we've all had, it's just it's great to kind of get things back to normal as people are things starting to get back to normal. Unfortunately, all of the supply and demand type things are not going to be anywhere near normal for quite some time. But at least the rest of the stuff, folks, at least the rest of it's getting back to normal. At the end of the day, it's all about family. It's all about friends. It's all about having fun. And that's what we're doing tonight, having fun with friends. So thanks again for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. And definitely from my family to yours, I truly hope that you all have a blessed and wonderful Thanksgiving as we prepare and get ready for one of my favorite holidays, Christmas and the New Year. As we can't believe how fast the year has gone by, but again, I'm truly thankful for the year that we've had, regardless of how good or bad it's been for myself or for anybody else. It's I can't say that it's really been bad. We're all above ground. We're all breathing. We all have our health, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. So, all right, folks. Looks like everybody came in. They got their tires. They got their fuel. They're ready to rock and roll. Again, they've got a total of 5 tire sets tonight. I believe they've used a total of 3, so I think they've got 2 more tire sets left. We do have a lot of racing left, though, so we've got 150 laps here tonight, and right now they are, I think when we get ready to go back to the green flag here, we're going to get close to about lap 100. So they're going to have about 50 laps left. They're going to have a total, I believe, of around 2 tire sets, depending on how they ran this race. The 15 still having problems there, unfortunately. That is an unfortunate set of event for him, as it's never fun. It's never fun when you have computer problems. I know I've just rebuilt this entire computer. For those that have been tuning in and watching us throughout the season here, you guys all know that at the beginning of the season, this thing could barely run. This broadcasting system that I've got now is probably overbuilt by many times, and I did that for a reason, just simply because I wanted to be able to stream and broadcast and race at the same time for myself, but also for the league. And I think the only thing next we have left to do is just get one of those new graphics cards out there for make it look a little prettier for you guys. I mean, it looks nice as it is now. We've had compliments on how the broadcasting and things have been going lately, as far as them being very streamlined, no glitches, no pausing, no clipping, no nothing. So that was a big deal for me, just to make sure that we put on
I'm going to take the top. I know I'm going to be slow. I'm going to try to stay up.
Make sure that we put a good event on for you guys here. As we see, James Kunkel stayed out. He is currently our race leader. He's elected to take the outside lane, as he mentioned there to everybody else on there. He knows he's slow, but he is he's going to get a point there for leading a lap. He's got some damage on the front of that truck. It has not blown up, so that's a good thing. And he's just plugging away. I believe he's still on the lead lap. So, but he's been running the race for the entire race there with the damage on the front of that truck there with him. This is something that, again, it seems like it goes ebbs and flows, folks. I've had great seasons and I've had horrible seasons with the same leagues. And, again, it all comes into situations, I guess, we put ourselves into, but also, at the end of the day, we're trying to race for the race win. We're not just turning laps. And so at the end of the day, you've got to take chances. And not saying that's exactly what happened with him there, but I'm just saying it just in general, you got to take chances here. I mean, this is all about winning and racing and having fun. So we're getting ready to see these guys kick it off here as
Hey, Scott, off. You ready?
as you see, James Kunkel's going to go ahead and get a jump on the start there, and he does that for a reason, because he has a little damage there. He does not want to affect the rest of the field, which is another reason why he elected to take the outside lane. And you can see the number 9 and the number 7 are going to battle here for position, but they might go 3 wide as the 6, the 3, and the 14 are really looking to get back up here to the front now with that fresh rubber. The 3 is going to get trapped behind the 48. Looks like he's going to be able to get inside there as the 48 is going to slide up and let him by. The 46 as well as the 19, all looking to gain position here. The first person to get out front into that clean air, it seems, is the driver that's going to pull away with this thing. And I don't know 100%. Can't remember 100% exactly what the driver said in real life, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was one of the things that they mentioned, is that just that clean air out front is what won them the race. And again, this is an asphalt track, or excuse me, an asphalt track. As you see, the 27 looks like he's able to be competitive up here even after all that damage that he sustained on the right side of his truck here, but he's looking to get back up here to the front as he was running strong. The 48, unfortunately, just falling back. We're going to go back up here. Brandon Robertson in the number 9 right now is able to make it work still for himself here, as he's going to try to hold off Chris Bedwell, because if Chris Bedwell gets around him in that clean air, he's going to be able to take off. So we're going to see how this all transpires here, but we have no more stages. The end of the stage is going to be the conclusion. Yeah, it's got to be your internet, George, because this thing is, I'm only using 1.3% of my GPU, or my CPU, and I haven't had any clipping on my end. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think there's a few, depending on where it is, there's a few people having some connectivity issues tonight, as well as internet. So that's unfortunate there. It stinks when things are freezing up a little bit. I know Facebook, too, depending on if you're watching on Facebook or not. Facebook seems to be lately, I don't know what in the world's going on with the hosting on Facebook. It seems like YouTube is really the only positive platform that we have, other than, I mean, there's a few different benefits of both platforms. I really prefer the Facebook Live platform, just simply because it seems like that's where most of our viewership comes from. Twitch, on the other hand, is pretty much, I hate to say it, Twitch really, I don't even know why we stream on Twitch. I know there's some guys out there, I'm sure, that are probably tuning in on Twitch, and we truly appreciate you as well. But most of those guys that are on Twitch all have a Facebook page and can do so on Facebook, or they've got YouTube. As you see, the 7 tried to make a move around the number 9 there and kind of shut the door there on the outside. Bedwell's going to try to make a pass here, as you can see. I mean, we got a great view from it right here as he tries to peek to the inside. The thing is, the 9 is going to have the momentum coming around the corner here, but we're going to see if the 7 is able to clear him here on the outside. And it looks like he was able to get right there in front of him here. So now I expect what's probably going to happen, Robertson is, if he can stay up next to him, they're going to be able to have a good battle here. But however, if Bedwell creates a gap between him and Robertson where it breaks the draft, then Bedwell is going to be able to pull away with it for the time being. But anyway, going back to the platforms, I think, you know, it doesn't really change anything as far as us broadcasting on all 3 platforms. Quite honestly, I mean, it's just a click of a button. However, there is an opportunity, though, I do believe, that we're going to take advantage of with YouTube and with Facebook Live. I think we're definitely going to focus on those 2 platforms the most. And so you'll likely see, you'll probably continue to see us broadcasting into season 4 on Twitch, but I think we're probably going to end up focusing more or less, depending on how things go. We may not even broadcast on Twitch. We don't have an audience over there really. I know some of you guys on here that tune in enjoy Twitch, but looking back on those that like the stream, I think we've had maybe, I know Daniel Holcroft did, but I think we've got a few on Twitch. I don't know. Not as many as we do on Facebook Live. I mean, we've got over 500 fans and followers on our Facebook page. So for those that are tuning in, if you haven't had an opportunity, I don't think I've ever said this to you guys, but please go over to the Tuesday Night Racing Series and make sure you like and follow that page if you would. That helps us with viewership. It helps you with us. It helps us with the ability to be able to monetize things in the future. Not so much for asking you guys for money, but for being able to monetize it with advertisers and other things so that we don't have to go out and get advertisers. They can bring us the advertisers and share the revenue. So those are things that we obviously want to look for in the future just to help us with the league and the costs and the offset of the costs. In the future, we may also set up a way for you, the viewer, to donate. There's the ability to donate stars, I know, on Facebook Live. Which you can purchase stars and be able to gift those to anybody, any streaming platform, or any streamer, excuse me, or a person that streams live on these platforms here. You're able to give to those platforms as you're enjoying the broadcast. But also there's on YouTube, I believe there's other ways to be able to do that as well. And I don't quote me on that. I don't know 100% sure exactly how that all works. It's not something that we're planning on doing right now, but it is something we may do in the future, just so that we don't have to ask people for money. They can volunteer, or they can volunteer their money if they so choose. So 14 looks like he's going to make a run here on the 9 to pick up P2. He's going to try to catch the race leader, who is right now Mr. Chris Bedwell. As we look right now, Chris Bedwell has nobody out in front. He does have a truck up there that is at risk of going a lap down. But looks like that's the 53 of Tracy Passons, I believe, who was involved in that incident there with the 27 quite a few laps back. But as of right now, this is how things look. Our race leader, Chris Bedwell, currently on P1. Austin Shoemaker's taken over that P2 spot from Brandon Robertson. Now in P3, Ray Rogers is creeping up behind those guys, currently in P4, followed by Joseph Mahar in P5. And then right outside the top 5 positions here is none other than Dustin Reeves, the number 6, Richard Swavely, in the number 38, followed by Brad Fulham in the 19, David Brackett, Jeremy Banner rounds out the top 10 drivers currently right now racing for position up here in the top 10 at the moment. Logan Russell just outside the top 10. He's a fairly new driver to the league in Black Car Mafia, so glad to have him on board. He's been with us for quite a few races now, but definitely a great asset to the league. He's been a very clean driver, very respectful, and we're glad to have him as part of the league. Garrett Brown's right behind him there in the number 10 truck. Barry Knapp is currently in 13th, Kip Easley 14th. He's fighting his way back up here, and it looks like we got a few drivers that are lapped down here. I'm going to go through that here in just a second. Dana Shepard currently P15. He's also a member of 3F Racing. He's teammates with our race leader, Chris Bedwell. He's got a little bit of damage there. Had a mid-race incident where he got forced, in my opinion, he got forced into the pits. He was waiting on one of the drivers there, and it caused him to get a black flag, which was cleared. But unfortunate circumstance for him. It didn't really put him back any, just based on the strategy there he had. Didn't seem to be the best for him there as all things worked out. So it looks like right now Aaron Adcock is on the lead lap, I do believe. Tyler Dixon's currently in P19. Chris McLean struggling though. I don't know exactly what happened with this driver. If he has some damage, this is over affecting his overall performance of the truck. Not entirely sure, but one of the stronger drivers of the evening is just now sitting back there currently in P20. James 3. Joseph Mahar's made his way up here to P4. He's battling position though with I believe he's battling position for, just look real quick. No, so he's not battling anybody for position at the moment. Brad, oh, here he goes. He's coming down to pit road as well as Brad Fulham. So see if they can get that slowed down there as they come into pit road. And so, oh, well, they got lucky there. They got into pit road before that caution came out. That is actually going to play to their benefit significantly as the rest of these guys are going to come around. They're going to be able to get service before everybody else does, get back out on track. Let's go ahead and take you to that incident here. Oh, what in the world was that all about? Well, the 39 is trying to keep it off the outside wall. The 43 does a great job swinging it around him there and missing him. Man, that was a great job by Dana Shepherd, excuse me, on missing the 39. I don't know, again, what happened right here. Let's go back. Let's rewind it. Jeremy Banner's going to make contact with him. Let's just see full speed here. I don't know. Did he have to check up? Oh, he was pitting. I think that's the pit road. Is that pit road? Yes, it is. Yeah, he was getting ready to pit. 24 runs right into the back of him. That's an unfortunate set of event there. All right, let's bear with me just a second here as that was definitely a good swerve there by Dana Shepherd. I need to check real quick, folks. I need to go into the race control real quick. Check to see if the number 34 had announced that he was entering the pits. If that was the case, then the 24 gets an EOL. Let me just double check really quick, and I'll be right back with you. All right, folks, thanks for your patience as we take care of that issue here. It looks like these guys up front here, it looks like Chris Bedwell still, again, our race leader. These guys are going to get the wave around, I do believe. And it actually did not play to the benefit of the 46. I don't think, anyways. Again, I'm waiting for everything to update here. I do believe that they went all a lap down, though. Because I believe right now, let me just make sure. I believe the 46 is leading. Excuse me. Yeah, the 46s. We're just waiting on a wave around for the. There he goes. He's going to get his lap back, but unfortunately, it put him a lap down there when he entered the pits. So we got several drivers that went into the pits there. The 46, the 19. I don't know if the 38 had already went in and got serviced. All I remember, we got Chris McLean. Tyler Dixon. All these guys are going to get the wave around. After everything gets sorted out here, it looks like the 7 and the 14 have continued their position here as
back half of the field. We're catching up, entering turn 3. It's going to make us all stay single file wave around.
All right, folks, lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. We've only got about, let's see, about
green flag.
19 laps left of this race. That was a horrible restart there on the outside lane.
There were trucks passing before the start-finish line.
We're going to be right back, folks. I need to check one thing here. All right, folks, apologize there for the slight delay. We had somebody say that they thought they had a driver that changed lanes before the finish line. I didn't really see that on single file restart. So let me go real quick though. I want to see. We had an incident just on track here as we were getting ready to go back to live conditions here. Jeremy Banner again gets mixed up with something here. And that happened in front of him. So let me... Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, let's go back real quick and see exactly what happened here. Unfortunately, the checkups, the different zones, and the people having the fresher tires seems to be a little bit of a factor tonight. It looks like that we've got a few drivers.
Let you buy again.
Looks like we got a few drivers here that just did not put in the practice. So the 11's blowing up there. He knows the 3's coming. And the 27, I think the 54 was able to slow it down just enough. I mean, he's still got damage there to the outside of his truck. That's a hard call right there, folks, because, again, I need to go back and just see. I think he was slowing up for, so right here, you can see Dana Shepard sliding. They were all checking up for Dana Shepard in the 43. I don't know.
Something to let you buy through.
Let me go real quick here to see if I can bring up Dana Shepard. Not entirely sure what happened with him beforehand. Let me see again if maybe he made contact with somebody coming into the pits. Okay, so yeah, that's what ended up happening here. So we've got the 14's got damage on the front of his truck.
Mr. Doe, can I get another black flag cleared for someone not passing me?
And it looks like that's more of a race incident there. The 14, just an unfortunate set of event there. That really was, that's too close to call. I mean, he didn't come up, he didn't come down. He more or less was just kind of a racing incident. That is one heck of a save, though, by Dana Shepard. So, all right, as he gets that straightened back around, unfortunately, that checked up the rest of the field, though, for the 11. As the 11 saw him coming back up on tracks, slammed the brakes a little bit. 27 didn't really have anywhere to go. I'm not going to give anybody a penalty for that because that really was more or less a racing incident. It happened too fast. We've got it slowed down here, folks, but if I was to go to full screen, that's very difficult to make a call on that. I'm going to be right back, folks. Let me go to commercial break for just a second, get something squared away, and I'll be right back. We'll get right back to racing here as we finish this race out.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks. We're hopefully back on a green flag here for the rest of this race. Again, this is the first time we've ever been at Nashville. You can obviously tell tonight, as the racing's not as great as it has been here lately. A little frustrated with the fact that I can't show the overlays and broadcast the league as we intended to here for you guys tonight, but we appreciate you hanging there with us as we try to bring the rest of this race out for you. Chris Bedwell currently out in front. He's been able to make his way out front again. Does not look like he's going to be able to get caught here by Brandon Robertson anytime real soon. Joseph Mahar is definitely pushing to try to get his way up here into at least top 2, if not win the race here tonight. He's got a great lane here. He's got it figured out, but there's several other drivers, including Garrett Brown, Brad Fulham, all drivers that have the opportunity here to win it for themselves as well tonight. So we're going to see how the tires stay in here for Chris Bedwell. We're going to see if he can continue to be consistent here for the remainder of the race, or if these other guys up here are going to be able to work together and try to catch him. The 46 is going to try to get around the 9 and pick up P2 and see if he can catch him. He might be on fresh tires. Joseph Mahar has now made the pass here for P2. If he heats the tires up too much, however, the fall off is going to really affect him over the long run. But again, we'll continue to ride along with the race leader and just keep an eye out behind him, see where the action is going to happen here. So Joseph Mahar right now currently in P2. We've got Brandon Robertson P3, Garrett Brown P4, and Brad Fulham rounds out the top 5 drivers. Richard Swavely is just outside the top 5. Looks like Aaron Adcock has made his way up here to P7. Barry Knapp, the 39, even after that end-of-line penalty, he's made his way up here to the P8. Austin Shoemaker had something happen to him, and I don't know exactly what happened with all the all the crap that happened there for the last few cautions here. I'm not entirely sure, but he's got some damage on the front of his truck, which is going to affect the overall ability for him to get up here in front. And we got a caution on the track, folks.
I don't know why you can't hear Earl. Can you hear me? Did not hear him call that caution. He did check your radio connection, check the one on your headset, on your headboard actually, on your left-hand side and on your headrest. 1, 2, 3, loud and clear. You got a good copy?
All right, so we're under caution, folks. Unfortunately, again, it's very hard to tell that because we don't have the stupid overlays, and that really ticking me off. All right, let's go back on track real quick and see exactly what happened to that. Looks like David Brackett. No, that's not correct. Hold on. Looks like Barry Knapp. So the 14, this has happened. This is the second time this has happened tonight. So the 14 just has more speed than some of these other guys do, and they're cutting down in front of them on the track. You can't do that. You do that. I mean, I know why you're doing it because you're trying to arc the corner here. But if you do that, this is exactly what's going to happen. So the 39 did a great job keeping it off the wall, and for other drivers not being affected here. But it's unfortunate that even has to happen because it looks like, again, if I go back here and look.
Sorry.
Austin Shoemaker, he's on the apron.
You're good.
39 knows that he's got a car to his inside right here. So when he knows he's got a driver on his inside here, if I go to, you can see right there the 39 cuts down right there in front of him. The 14 has nowhere to go. If I go back here real quick, I'll just show you. Let me see. So the 14, again, we are going to finish this race, folks. Everybody's ready for turkey. I know that. All right, let's see. No, I want the 14. There. Okay, thank you. All right, so you can see right here, we're riding along with Austin Shoemaker. Now, he's not cutting up the track. He's actually cutting down the track. And the 39, I mean, he even brought it down as low as he could to the track there, and the 39 just kind of cut it. Again, I know why they're doing that. The problem is when you know you've got a truck on your inside, you just can't cut down like that. It's telling you right now that there's a driver on your inside unless you're not using a crew chief. And if you're not using a crew chief, that is going to happen all the time. And so, again, great job by the 39 for keeping it, holding his brakes, sliding up the track, not getting in anybody else or affecting anybody else's race. But again, you just can't cut down like that on a driver, unfortunately, or that stuff like that's going to happen. So, folks, we have got. Give me a second here. Let me go to. I'm not going to take you to commercial break. I'm just going to put you on hold there for just a second. Let me check the laps left because I can't even tell. I believe we've only got about 4 laps left, and then we will have a green flag attempt in the event that does happen. But we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. I got to make sure that the 39 receives an EOL, and give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, folks, thanks again for your patience. We are on lap, I think we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here on lap 147. So we've got about 3 laps left here before the conclusion of this race. Again, folks, I truly appreciate y'all hanging out here with us tonight. We haven't really dropped much viewership, and I appreciate that for sure, because this is not an ordinary evening where normally we'd have the broadcast would be up and running and you guys would see the overlays. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know why the broadcast overlays are not working tonight. They were working just fine yesterday. And when I tested everything out to make sure everything was updated for tonight, but it is what it is. That is the world of PCs. All right, so the 7's on the outside, the 46 on the inside, the 19, and the 9's on the inside, the 19 is on the outside. That rounds out the top 4. Chris Bedwell, Joseph Mahar, Brad Fulham, and Brandon Robertson. We've got 3 laps. That's 3 laps. We got 3 laps left, folks. We got a bunch of drivers here that want to win tonight. Joseph Mahar gets a good jump. 7 gets a better jump on the outside. We're going to see if the 46 is able to put it down on the inside of this driver right here. Does not look like that's going to happen. 46 may get a run here. '46 has got his lane here. We're going to see if if he has an opportunity to make a pass. All right, we're coming to lap 48. White flag next time around. Brad Fulham looks like he's going to pick up a P3 spot currently right now from Brandon Robertson. The 46 still may have something for the 7. We're going to see if that happens. And we might have a green-white checkered attempt here, folks. Does not look like the 46 is going to be able to catch the 7. We do have a hornet's nest, however, right behind Joseph Mahar for P3. We've got 3 wide for 3rd place at the moment right now, folks. The 38, the 19, the 9 are fighting for that P3 spot. Oh, the 19 and the 9 may make a little bit of contact here as they come back around. Looks like Richard Swavely. I believe that's the end of the race, folks. I believe Richard Swavely was able to pick up P3 there from
Brandon, good job. That was fun.
Brad Fulham. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick, because that was
2 straight laps. That was awesome, man.
That was side by side here. So let's just see real quick. We got 3
I'm not
wide.
sure everybody behind us appreciated it, but that was pretty cool.
As you can hear, these guys congratulating each other and saying it was a lot of fun here. As you can see, anytime you're racing 3 wide for position, it is a lot of fun out here. I mean, there is a lot of room and there's a lot of opportunity for everybody to make a move here. And Swavely just gets that inside right there on that bottom lane and is able to pick up 3rd place there. As you saw, man, what a great finish to finish off the race. Unfortunately, like I say, folks, it definitely doesn't go exactly the way we all wanted it to, just simply because of the way that the broadcast went. We're watching Chris Bedwell burn it down right now here as he celebrates another win for the Tuesday Night Racing Series. So He's already locked himself into the playoffs. He's just adding more playoff points to his current situation, and we're going to get to hear from him as well as Joseph Bahar and Richard Swavely here in just a moment here after these commercial messages. We're going to be right back, folks. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to get these guys up in the booth. We're going to hear from them tonight, and then we're going to go ahead and close it out. Again, folks, I want to thank you so much. Truly, truly, thank you so much. I thought this was going to be a very smooth broadcast tonight. I think I need a beer after that one, man. It's I did not anticipate that we were going to run into these problems simply because I had everything set up and ready to go, and for whatever reason, iRacing live timing and iRacing are not communicating together. It kept saying connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting, and it wouldn't connect to the server. So with that said, we're going to go to commercial break. We're going to bring our race winners in, our top 3 drivers in for the race to hear their perspective, and we're going to be right back with you here in just a moment. Okay, folks, thank you so much again.
Take everything that you know about your typical energy drink and kick it to the curb, because today we're talking about C4 Original. And this isn't an energy drink, this is a performance energy drink. Well, what does that mean? Well, C4 Original contains 200 milligrams of caffeine for that explosive C4 energy. Also contains incredible flavors with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 artificial colors. But C4 Original also contains ingredients that are formulated for performance, like carnosine beta-alanine, a clinically studied ingredient that helps to kick fatigue to the curb, like Beta Power, which is a clinically studied ingredient that helps with performance. So when I say performance energy, I'm not just saying it. You're literally getting clinically studied performance ingredients in every sip of C4 Original. So get rid of your sugary energy drink, because that's not doing anything for you. If you want energy to perform and dominate life, get your hands on C4 Original.
All right, folks, thanks for bearing with us there as we bring the race winner here, Mr. Chris Bedwell, in to hear from him here. I want to thank everybody again for your patience as we work through the broadcast issues tonight. And we now have the race winner there, Mr. Chris Bedwell, with us. Congratulations, Chris, again on another win. It was exciting to watch the broadcast, although it was very frustrating to broadcast tonight. Seems like had nothing but issues there with the overlays and some other things. But all in all, great race. Looks like you were able to keep it out front there for most of the race and pick up the win.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. Yeah, this track is it's the first time I just bought the track last night and ran some officials on it because it's on C fixed, and just fell in love with the place. It's so flowing. It really fits my driving style. I just had a lot of fun, regardless if I would have run up front or not. The racing is so tight and it was hard to pass. You had to think before you passed. A lot of dive bombing, but it's part of it. When you can't pass somebody, you have to kind of put your nose in there and see what happens. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of good racing, and it seemed like clean air. If you had clean air, man, the truck just was night and day difference. And if you were behind somebody, it just killed everything. But all in all, really fun evening. And thanks to you for putting up with all the issues. I guess you had a lot of issues, I heard, with your broadcast, but hopefully it came across as not too terribly bad.
Well, the only issue really is the fact that the live timing software for some reason is not connecting to iRacing, and I don't know if that has to do with some of the updates that iRacing just did. Don't really know, to be honest with you. It's maybe there's a new version of iRacing live timing. It usually tells me when there's an update, but nonetheless, we didn't have any overlays tonight, so people, anybody tuning in couldn't tell what lap we were on, and we couldn't tell if people were laps down, and the software would tell me you guys were on lap 148 and you were actually on lap 149. So anyway, there's a few little things we had to work through tonight, but all in all, as far as the racing goes, I just tried to focus on that to bring that to the audience, and I think we were successful in doing that for the most part. With that said, though, yeah, it did seem exactly like you said. I had mentioned that that this track is actually under officials this week. So it would have been beneficial for anybody out there tonight that knew that this race was coming up in the trucks to be able to run those series, because the more practice, the better. It is actually a fun track. It's not a track you can go. It's kind of misleading because they labeled it as a super speedway, and it's really not ran as a super speedway. You cannot run full throttle like you can at Talladega and Daytona.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely
so,
more finesse.
right. And so it's interesting to see who the drivers were that put in the practice and who didn't tonight. And you could definitely tell the difference in who actually put in the time and turn laps here and who didn't. So, but all in all, it showed that obviously you put in the practice and the effort, regardless of whether you just bought it last night, into figuring out the grooves in the track and the overall run. And looked like Joseph Mahar there was gonna challenge you there at the end, but again, like you said, as soon as if you got your truck out there in the front and you had the clean air, like it changed everything. And I was saying on the broadcast too, I think if you go back and listen to the race winner in real life when they ran here this year in July, I believe he said the exact same thing. I think he said that the clean air was what won him the race. As soon as you got the truck out in clean air, again, I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I thought I heard him say that at one point in time. So, regardless of the fact, it is a very cool track. We'll definitely be here again next season, and I look forward to seeing the racing then. But all in all, it was a great race. There was a few little incidents there, here and there, but again, for a first time at a track, and a track that literally, like you say, there is some dive bombing because of the way that you have to arc the corners. There was a few little hiccups there that definitely could have been avoided tonight. But all in all, I know everybody's focused on Thanksgiving, and quite honestly, I'm impressed that so many people showed up tonight for the league race. Being that Thanksgiving is in 2 days. So thanks again for being here, and congratulations on your win, and your win for 3F Racing as well. I do believe, and I forgot to mention this in the drivers meeting, you have now actually taken over the regular season championship lead at the moment. So I believe Wyatt Brackett had that locked down for quite some time, and that even before tonight, you have advanced your way into currently right now P1 or first place for the regular season championship as well. So congratulations to you again on a race win. Congratulations to you on advancing, and then of course you're already in the playoffs, and we look forward to seeing how you do there. So thanks again, buddy.
Thank you, Dylan.
All right, have a
have
good
a
night.
good Thanksgiving.
You as well. Thank you. You and your family.
Thank you. You too.
All
Thank
right.
you. See ya.
Yes, sir. All right, folks. Let's bring in. All right, folks. Let's bring in our next driver here of the number 46, Mr. Joseph Mahar, who at the very end of the race, I thought he was going to finish. Thought he was going to be able to pull off a win there at the very end there for Race Pass Motorsports, but again, he did as best he possibly could. But congratulations, buddy, on a P2.
Yeah, it's just, I guess it's just my luck, P2. I mean, I feel like the Daniel Hemrick of this league. I just, I don't know.
You can't say that anymore because Daniel Hemrick won.
That's. I feel like the old, the old Daniel Hemrick of this league. I don't know what I have to do to get a win. Props to Chris Bedwell. He was fast tonight. I don't think I don't think I would have beaten him. He's so good on these tracks, and I screwed up in qualifying. I hit the wall in qualifying. Started 23rd, so to drive from 23rd to second. I'd never turned a lap on this track before today. This is my first time ever turning a lap on this track in anything. So I like this style of track. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of I think you were saying like Homestead. Corners remind me a little bit of like Indianapolis, just kind of how you got to drive them. And those are two tracks that I love racing. So yeah, good points night. Would have loved to have gotten the win. I feel like if I keep running this good, maybe I'll get a win this season. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But overall, it was a decent points night, and I'm still in the right now, still in the hunt to make the playoffs, and still got some really good tracks coming up, which I'm super excited about. So I think hopefully this momentum will just keep going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the positive thing here is the fact that we have. Let me see. Hold on. I think we've got. Let me see. We have got 3 more regular season races. So we go to Michigan next week, and then we've got New Hampshire, which is going to be an interesting track, and then obviously Talladega, which is a stronger track for you as well. So. And so with 3 races left in the season, in the regular season, and I think we've got 2 more positions available for the playoffs. In the event that the same drivers that have won throughout the season obviously win again, it's going to open the opportunity based on points for drivers to make it into the playoffs, into the round of 10. So it'll be very interesting to see who's going to make it, who's not. But you definitely need a strong points night. So congratulations to you on that. And all in all, I mean, it was a great. It was a great race. I mean, there was a few little hiccups here and there. Like I said, there was a few guys that didn't announce that, or at least one guy that didn't announce he was going to the pits. That's been a rule ever since we've started the league, and so we just need to remind. I guess we need to remind people of the rule book here and there. But all in all, as far as the performance you put on tonight for barely ever driving this track is very technical. It'll eat the tires up for sure. I mean, it's an asphalt track, but it definitely. I think I don't know as far as your perspective. Did you use all your tire sets tonight?
No, and I was kind of talking with Chris and Rich about that. I did not. I still had a set on the rack, and I kind of burned myself at a race at Michigan last week where I was running P2 and threw on a set of tires with 5 laps to go with hopes of being Superman and driving through the field, and actually had the opposite effect. So told myself, 5 to go, I wasn't pitting. I didn't care how my tires were. I was just going to stay out and hope that the track position was the key. And my tires never got below 70, 75, I think, with the tire wear. So I don't think I was burning them up too bad. It's tough to drive from 23rd up into the top 10, top 5. I can tell you that. It's not easy to do that and save tires, but I think I did an okay job with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you got P2 tonight. I mean, you definitely did a good job doing it. So I was just curious to know if, having that extra set of tires is really affecting a lot of things. I don't really think it is. And it's something we're going to look at, obviously going into next season, but even this season though, I think we may go to, we may implement it to where exactly what NASCAR, when we do, most of the races we run are full length races here. So, we'll have to go in and look and see where the tire information is and the tire data, and we may actually add. I think we're only off about 1 set. I think maybe in some cases we're correct, but we may go in there and add some additional sets to the last 3 races, or actually throughout the rest of the regular season and the playoffs. So we'll look at that. But all in all, it really comes down to pit strategy. You guys have really run some green flag racing. It's been obviously a pleasure to watch the way that the league has raced here the last few months, and tonight can't really be judged necessarily on that because we've never ran here before. And so we didn't really know what the expectations were, but also you could tell the drivers that I think super speedway is very misleading for this track. It's not a super speedway, and when you hear super speedway, you think, oh, I'm just going to be able to run at full blast and full throttle and kind of go around the corners. You cannot do that. That is the furthest from the truth here at this track. You can't do that. So, but listen, I don't want to keep our 3rd place driver waiting any longer here. So congratulations on your P2. We'll see you next week at Michigan. Look forward to seeing you there. And congratulations again.
Yeah, just before, real quick before I let you go, I think the only thing the tires did different tonight was it kind of switched up the strategies and just let some guys that were running in the back take a set and come up front. So it kind of gave a little bit of a challenge there. But yeah, super pumped for Michigan. Finished 3rd there, almost won that race last season. So excited to keep the momentum going there. Thanks for running the league. You do an awesome job. Excited for the end of the season. Excited for next season. Hoping point my way into the playoffs or get a win. Thanks to my wife for putting up with me. And if you're listening, Hallie, I love you. And
happy Thanksgiving.
P2 tonight. And happy Thanksgiving, Dylan. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in this league, everyone who watches us. That's really what this week's about. It's about being with family, and this whole next couple of months are about family. So just spend time with the people you love. This is a game, it's a sim, it's for fun, but your family is what matters. So just everyone, happy Thanksgiving, and see y'all in Michigan.
Yep, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. All right, we'll see you next week.
See you, man.
All right, folks, let's make sure I don't drag myself back down into the channel there. Give me 1 second as I bring the last gentleman here that worked his butt off here tonight to finish P3. What a great finish. We were trying to keep it focused on the leaders, but at the very end there, we wanted to obviously watch that three-wide racing there in the back there between you, Brad Fulham, and Brandon Robertson there for that finish. Congratulations on sneaking by him there at the bottom for a P3 finish, and congratulations, man.
That's two races this season. I've finished third, going 3 wide at the end of the race.
I gotta say, I mean, it's made for some exciting racing, obviously, at the end of the race. I mean, obviously, you guys, and the people on the broadcast can hear, the comments that you guys say back and forth as far as in the sim, and it is a pleasure to watch and to race with you guys when it does things like that do happen, as far as being able to race 3 wide cleanly and bump and bang and do all that stuff for position. I mean, you guys didn't even make contact tonight, but I was waiting for it, just because obviously you're all fighting for that last position with only inches to go across the finish line to get a podium. So all in all, it was a great race. I mean, there was a few little, like I said to the other drivers here in the interview, is that there's a few little hiccups tonight. This is the first time we've ever been at this track. This is not a track that a lot of people even owned prior to this week, and for those that haven't owned it, that didn't put really in the time and effort, obviously it kind of showed a little bit to those that didn't run any laps here other than jumping in the practice here when the session was up. But
yeah, this track, it's
misleading because it's very misleading because it says super speedway. It is not a super speedway.
No, and it looks a lot like the cookie cutter quote unquote tracks.
Yeah.
It like visually, like when you're driving around the track, it looks like one, but it does not drive like one at all. You have to. If I was going to compare it to a track, this track drives a lot, to me at least, drives a lot like kind of like a bigger Iowa is what it feels like to me, because you're off the gas a lot going into the corners.
Yeah, that's accurate. It does. I thought like if like turn 1 at Homestead, you can't take that full throttle. You can't. I mean, you can run the high line.
Yeah.
The banking is obviously different. The surface is different, but at the same time, it's got a little bit of the similarities of several tracks actually on the circuit. And I don't know if they did that intentionally when they redid Nashville Superspeedway, but it's a good track. It's just, again, it's kind of like Phoenix for me personally as a driver. It's frustrating because Phoenix is one of those tracks that you kind of love-hate. It's one of those tracks that's fun. It's a fun place to go, but man, is it frustrating as a driver to be able to maintain tires, personally for me anyways, and to be able to maintain race speed and be competitive. It's just there's a very fine line there, and I've never been able to figure it out. So
yeah,
this track,
I was burning off my right front pretty good through the middle towards the end of the run. My right front was falling off a lot more than the guys ahead of me.
Did you find that the center groove was more workable than the bottom, or did you have to arc the corners and just kind of go off put it on the yellow line?
Towards the end, I started arcing it a little bit more than I was at the start. What I noticed is, at least through 3 and 4, I was running about a half lane up from all the way on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was helping keeping the truck from being bound up on corner X, and it was helping me carry a little bit more speed. But by the time I learned that, I already had my stuff burnt up. So
yeah, I noticed that when I was running some practice laps with you guys, is that if you kind of there are instances where you can kind of hug the bottom and get a better jump off the corner or to make an aggressive pass or something like that. But as far as carrying the momentum around the corner, it seemed to me, anyways, that it almost kind of reminds me. I didn't get an opportunity to race with you guys on Sunday because I wasn't feeling good. But watching, I know if we go back and watch, I don't know. I can't remember the situation. The only thing that comes to mind is Chris Shoemaker. If you go back and watch Chris Shoemaker in the Simex Cup Series, he was running the high line most of the race
Yeah,
at Charlotte.
I was right below him for most of the race, too.
So yeah, and I mean, obviously something happened to him at the end of the race there, which took him out of the top 5. But he was really right up there. Now, in normal circumstances, that has never been a multi-groove track, at least until the recent updates. But he was able to make that work, and it was interesting to watch him do that throughout the race, because I watched y'all's race the whole thing.
I'm sure he was kicking and screaming as much as I was when we were side by side Sunday.
Yeah. So, but anyway, but it was, overall, it was an exciting race to watch. I know you were up here in the front most of the night, in the top 5, battling several different times for position. Actually, I think at one point in time you were battling for the lead, if I remember correctly. If anything, it was second place. I know that. It seemed like whoever got out front, though, it was kind of like if you heard what Chris Bedwell said on the broadcast. Anybody who got out front in that clean air, like, they took off, and that was true with everybody. It was true with Brandon Robertson.
Yeah.
It was true with Ray. It was true with Chris McLean there throughout several parts of the race. And all in all, though, awesome finish for you guys.
Yeah,
Congratulations on your
that was
P3.
something I did notice. Out there, usually at the intermediate tracks, you don't get too much of an aero push, but I noticed a pretty substantial aero push tonight when you're in traffic. So I'm not sure if it's just the slower speeds or just tighter corners or what it was, but I definitely noticed a lot of a aero push more here than I do at some of the other intermediate tracks.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, definitely for sure, buddy. All right, well, listen, have a great Thanksgiving with you and your family, and obviously we all have a lot to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for you being part of the league and running with us, and just enjoy your family, and we'll see you back here next week for Michigan, and of course, then we're into December, which I can't believe it's already December already. So, but
10-4.
enjoy your evening, and congratulations on your P3, and we'll see how the points lay out here at the end of this evening.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everybody.
That's right. Absolutely, buddy. All right. Well, congratulations again. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. All right, folks. That is it for me here in the broadcast booth. I want to thank you. Well, let me say thank you first to our sponsors here that I each and every week probably do a horrible job representing, just simply because there's so many different things that we do here on the back end to bring these races to you live, and that's not an excuse. It's just there's a lot of things that we have to do on the back end here to get prepped for these races, and I want to thank Light Electric Company, Thomas Light, his general contracting company. Thank you for your support for this season. Although you haven't been here, I truly appreciate it. Hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving. ADK Coolers, ADK Outdoor Brands, that is actually my company, folks, which I support. And, of course, I own the league, but I also support the league and sponsor the league as well. And if you haven't had an opportunity, go out to adkcoolers.com and check out the coolers there. I'm happy to, if you send us a message there on the website, happy to see what I can do as far as giving you the best deal possible for a gift for you and your family. We manufacture and sell rotomolded coolers, simply just like Yeti does, basically. In my opinion, obviously, I feel like it's a better product, but again, I'm biased because it's my company, but adkcoolers.com. If you haven't had an opportunity, go out there and check that out. And then Rhymesick Coin. Rhymesick Coin is a new digital currency in the cryptocurrency market. There, you can check those guys out online by Googling them. Other than that, folks, I want to thank you for everybody tuning in tonight. Through all the hiccups and through all the mix-ups, it never fails that there's something wrong, whether it be audio connectivity, whether it be something not changed or something changed on my end throughout an update, a software update. It's been the story of the season here, and I can understand having hired broadcasting companies to broadcast for us in the past, what they deal with. We've had that happen to them in the past, and obviously we understand that this is computers and this is software, and it's not always going to work for us. And as frustrating as it is, and especially tonight, as frustrating as it was, we were still able to bring most of the racing to you in a way that you were able to watch the action. Unfortunately, it wasn't as outlined and as flawless as it should have been. So we appreciate you still tuning in. I mean, most of you here have all been with us. I don't think we've dropped many viewers throughout the entire broadcast. So that just goes to show that you guys are here to support your drivers in the league, and I want to truly thank you for that. In closing, I just want to say, folks, this is the Tuesday Night Racing Series. My name is Dylan Hastings. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Thanksgiving to you and your family. Enjoy the time that you have with your family this week, and we look forward to seeing you back here on Tuesday night of next week for Michigan, the Michigan 200, I believe, at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. So with that said, folks, we're going to close it out here for the evening. Thank you again so much for tuning in and all your patience, and we will see you all next week.